as yesterday. John Jay will be in right field. He was in left yesterday. Jorge Soler will be the designated hitter. Alex Gordon is back in left today, and Abraham Almonte returns to center field. Last year, Mike Clevenger won 12 games, and now he is 2-0 in his first 7 starts, and his ERA is under 3.
That's right, and an opponent average of 212. Not a lot of offense against this guy. He's been outstanding, and a lot of the hitters I was talking to today for the Royals said it's just his motion, it's his delivery, and the fact that he's got some deception in there is one of the reasons. Now he's got a good slider too. See him up. Defensively, the Cleveland Indians, as far as defensive runs saved go, they're #1 in the American League. Brantley, Allen, Geyer in the outfield. Allen's a young player with good speed. Alonso over there at first base. Kipnis at second. Lindor, he's fabulous at short. Ramirez, he's a MVP in the making. Gomes behind the dish.
Well, that's how we say hello to Gary Cederstrom today, our crew chief in his 25th year as a big league umpire. Corey Blazer at first, Stu Sherwater is at second, and Eric Cooper, a 20-year veteran, will be at third. And now John Jay will lead off. He's had a good road trip. He's had a good month of May. Clevenger's in with a strike. John last night drove in 2 runs, hitting a 2-run double in the second inning, his first extra base hit in a long time, and then he walked and scored on the Salvador Perez home run that put the Royals in front in the 7th.
A lot of quirky motions that Clevenger will give a hitter. Ball's off the plate. Jay didn't like that one, but watch him. You know, his average is 92.6 miles per hour on his fastball, but look at how he rocks. He rocks to start. High leg kick. Really deceptive. Throws a lot of legs at you. Not to mention the hair. I would imagine if you asked him about his hair, he probably wouldn't tell you. But I think he uses that for a little deception too, as he's flinging his head around. That's what a hitter looks for. He looks for that release point. Anything to get him off of it sometimes works.
.6'4", 210 pounds. 27 years old and originally out of the Angels organization. And when you talk about the Indians rotation, Corey Kluber comes to mind, Carlos Carrasco, Danny Salazar, even though he's injured. Josh Tomlin's been around for a long time. It's easy to overlook Mike Clevenger. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's got a lot of movement on his pitches. Ball moves. Got some excellent action on his slider. League's only hitting 128. No homers off of that. He's just given up 2 homers.
Look out. That was into the netting above the Indians dugout.
Those homers from right-handed bats.
The Royals got 10 hits against Clevenger back on April the 8th. Cleveland ended up winning that game 3-1. Clevenger pitched well with men in scoring position. Kipnis got a glove on it, but no play, and John Jay is on to begin the game.
That's a hard hit ball right there. Not easy chance. Now Kipnis will tell you, he'll after the game he'll say, I should have had that. But because it was hit so hard and he went 3 steps to his left, we're going to give him a knock.
Jorge Soler had a single and a run scored. He reached on an error in the 6th inning last night and turned that into a run. Royals scored 3 unearned runs last night. So the defensive run save says that the Indians have had a good season on defense, but they weren't very good last night.
No, it tells the overall story, but not the day-to-day.
Two 2-0. That is an OPS of over 1,100 for Soler over the past 2+ weeks. And that's lined into left field. Brantley will not get to it. John Jay goes to third. Jorge Soler has a double. And here come the Royals with runners at second and third and nobody out.
Nicely done. Team leading 11th double. That's nice. Merrifield's next with 10. Getting a big hit early off of Clevenger like that on an inside fastball is really good. That's an outstanding swing. Short, compact, had a little top hand dominant there. Is able to hook it down the line. But now the big hit awaits. They've got to be able to get him early and get some production out of this inning. Got the right man in the right spot. Moose hitting .353 with runners in scoring position. 3 for 10 lifetime off of Clevenger with 1 homer.
Goes after a first pitch breaking ball. Moustakas had a 3-hit game last night with an RBI and a run scored. Foul ball.
Too bad. Moose was talking to that. You see John Jay putting on the brakes as he crossed the plate. That would have been a nice run. Any way you can do it now with 2 strikes to see if Moose can battle.
Royals have really improved hitting with runners in scoring position over the past couple of weeks. That average was 180 in the first 25 games. Quite a spike for the last 13. Clevenger needed a strikeout and he got it.
Good for Clevenger. 0-2. Moose a little bit anxious. That ball's way out of the zone. He didn't want that, that's for sure. Especially, that's pretty much a gimme RBI. With the infield back, all he had to do is try to make some contact, but it's not all that easy.
And now Salvador Perez, who had the 2-out 2-run home run against Andrew Miller last night. It was Salvy's 12th career go-ahead home run in the later innings. 7th inning or later, and he was going for it all in that first pitch from Clevenger.
Okay, similar situation as Moose here, less than 2, infield back. Gonna have to shorten up that swing a little bit there. He's got a nice little streak going, 5-gamer, but just make some contact. Get a run for Junis if you can. Clevenger could settle in, could be stingy with the runs later.
That'll get one home. Kipnis throws out Salvi, who gets an RBI. So John Jay's infield single gives the Royals, or leads to the Royals' first lead of the game.
Excellent job right there. Just pick up the run. Don't have to be a hero. You were last night, and there's plenty of game left to be the hero again. But still, right there, to get a good pitcher like Clevenger, the opponent's only hitting .212 off of him. To get a run early, that's huge.
And that brings up Lucas Duda, who had 3 doubles last night. Below the knees for ball 1. 3 doubles, 2 runs scored, and an RBI for Lucas Duda. It was the 2nd time in his career he's had 3 doubles in 1 game. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. .256 overall. But like several Royals, his numbers have been a lot better than that in the month of May. And that's hit well to center field. Slicing away from Allen, who goes into a dive and makes the play. That saved another run. Perez drives in Jay for a 1-0 Royals advantage. Jan Gomes will catch in game 2. Brandon Geyer will be in right. Tyler Naquin was placed on the disabled list. If you were with us last night, Naquin hit a 2-run double and then injured his left hamstring, so he's out. And the Indians, for just the 3rd time, will face Jacob Junis.
Yep. Important stat I like to see is the opponent average against 213. That's good. Anything under 250 is pretty good up here at this level. Fastball, slider, change, curve. That slider's been his out pitch, no doubt about it. 30 out of the 38 have been with that pitch.
Junis only has 8 career innings against Cleveland. He appeared in 2 games last year, and 1 was a start. 2-0 on Francisco Lindor, subject of our Toyota League leaders. And last night he had 1 hit, 2 walks. That base hit extended his hitting streak to 12 games, second only to Wilson Ramos with the Rays. We'll see him at Kauffman Stadium during the next homestand, and now it's 13 in a row, tying his career high. And he's in with a leadoff double.
That's his 12th on the season. Went with that pitch nicely too. You know, Junis is not overpowering. He's going to average right at 90 with the fastball, but that's called letting the ball travel. That ball was right over the middle of the plate. He put his A swing on it. That's exactly what you do if you want to have success to the opposite field.
His first 13-game hitting streak was last year's. That ties his career high. And he's at second with nobody out, and Michael Brantley at the plate. He had Cleveland's biggest hit last night. 2-out grand slam and a 6-run Indians 4th, giving them a 9-4 lead. Cleveland would not score again. Royals bullpen had 5 1/3 scoreless innings last night. Hill, Smith, Keller, and Herrera. Slider in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 on Brantley. There's Brad Keller, career high 3 innings, only 2 hits allowed, and he struck out 2. And now Brantley gets it through. And here comes Lindor rounding third, and 2 batters into the bottom of the 1st inning, and the Indians tie the game at 1.
Brantley being selective, waiting for his pitch, picked a changeup. It's only thrown 5% of the time, and it was a hanger. It stayed up in the middle. Anytime you leave it in the middle, the hitter's going to hit it hard somewhere. You just hope your defense is there, and that time they weren't.
And now Jose Ramirez down and in for ball 1. He had a 2-run home run in the 1st inning last night and finished with 2 hits. He has 11 on the year. 1-1.
If you could handle the top 3 hitters in the Cleveland lineup, you got a pretty good chance. Those 3 guys are the bus drivers. They all rake. They hit that ball, and they don't just swing for lousy singles.
Alex is back and makes the play on a line drive to left.
Royals forward around the horn defense. Alex Gordon in left field. Love to watch him play defense no matter where it is. Almonte, he can go get him in center. Jorge Soler doing a nice job defensively. Duda, quick feet, nice hands showing over there. Merrifield, Escobar, who wears the gold. Moose and Salvi wears the gold as well. Junis just wants to keep that ball down and let those guys do the glove work for him.
One out to Edwin Encarnacion. Popped up. And Merrifield comes down from second. He lets it drop to get the faster runner off the bases.
Nice idea. If the ball's not hit that high, that works. As you let it drop, you can get the runner at first out, and then get the guy in the rundown. But Whitley made a wise decision here. Okay, he's coming. You heard him. He got everybody off of it, because I heard him all the way up in the booth calling for it. Look at that. Easy play. Keep Brantley off. Encarnacion at first base. 2 outs. Smart. You know, that goes along with the tag that they like to give Merrifield, baseball player. He's a player. Okay, he knows how to play the game, plays to win, and he's smart. He's heady.
One strike on Yonder Alonso. 1-1. Alonso homered in the first inning last night. He also walked a couple of times. So he has 9 home runs after hitting 28 last year, which was by far a career high. 1-2.
Well, he's looking good so far this year. His hitting coach told me when I asked him, hey, do you think last year was kind of a flash in the pan for him? You know, some guys have a career year and then they fall off. And he said, no, I've watched this guy enough in spring training this year and early in the year. Watched his batting practice. He's for real. He's found himself. He says his approach is just right. We want a power hitter to think middle away, and he tries to go that way. His home run in last night's game went to left center field. He's got the right approach. Anything soft, he'll pull it.
Salvi didn't find it right away, and Encarnacion will move up. It's a wild pitch on Junis.
Just his 3rd on the season, wild pitch. But you know, if the umpire wasn't in the way there, he might have gotten a good chance at him. But Salvi, you see how quick he was anyway. Encarnacion wasted no time at all. But Salvi's just cat-like when he comes to picking up that ball and firing it. As fast as quick as they come.
Stakis over to the side wall, and it's a good 7 rows back. Alonso is a former first-round pick of the Cincinnati Reds. You see the big spike in home runs last year. He broke his hand in 09. He was on the disabled list in 13, 2 times on the DL in 14, and 2 more times in 15. So just being healthy is one of the reasons why he hasn't had a big year until last year. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting how, you know, some players don't put up the numbers they're expected to, but in this sport, they learn how to play with pain. If there's an injury, there's something going on. So, you know, lots of times their numbers will show it, and then when they're healthy, just a lot like Albert Pujols this year, he's totally healthy. He's having an outstanding season so far. You know, Moustakas, look at Moose. Moose is healthy. Nice done.
So the Indians tie it on the Brantley single, and at the end of 1, we are tied at 1. Royals, after scoring 10 last night, get a run in the first inning today. Our key drive to success. And the Royals, 13 games, last 13 games, including last night, are second in the major leagues in runs per game. They have the highest batting average, and it's not just singles. Second in OPS, and then the runners in scoring position, going from 180 in their first 25 games to 295 in their most recent 13. Whit Merrifield had 2 hits and a walk last night. And now he has a line drive into left center field. And Whit has hit safely in 6 games. 6 games in a row.
He's attacking, being aggressive. Get Clevenger before he gets you. Pulls his hands in on some 89. That's nicely done. You pull your hands in so you can get the barrel to the ball.
Outside to Alex Gordon. He was hitless last night. He did get on with a walk. Slice foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. And now Whit is 3rd in the league in stolen bases. A tough time repeating as league champion with D. Gordon in the American League now.
Sure will. That'll be a challenge for him. I think D. Gordon, man, he's prolific.
Out to Ramirez, who has to turn around to get it over to second base. The Indians force out Merrifield. Gordon will be at first base with 1 out.
Well, you could hear the Indians infield communicating. Love the fact they got microphones down on the field. We can hear them. You got to communicate in this sport. Ramirez comes and gets it and throws a second base because Lindor was yelling, "We got him! We got him here."
So 1 on 1 out for Alcides Escobar. He drove in 4 of the 10 runs last night, 3 of which came with 2 outs. That tied a career high for him.
You know what it reminds me of? Communication is so important in the early stages of a baseball player when you're young. Did the infielders chatter when you were playing Little League baseball back in California? Hey, hey. Remember that?
Yeah.
Do they do that anymore? Because I'm just
You'd know better than I would.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been listening to these and watching these games, my boys, and there's just not enough talk for me. You got to communicate. You got to be able to have some chatter. There's got to be some kind of life out there to communicate, and there's just not enough. Never is enough of it. Always encourage the pitcher, encourage your teammates, and it's okay to talk on the diamond.
One and 2 on Escobar.
Esky was telling me before the game about Clevenger. He says, you know what? That guy is so hard to pick up. He brings that leg up. He flings his arm. He's got that long hair. He's the one who was telling me how tough it is to hit him, and that's the right approach there. Just hardly stride at all. Get you a good wide base. Trust your hands. Put him in play.
Only 1 hit for Escobar against Clevenger, but it was a home run. Lindor, Kipnis, Alonso. 6-4-3, inning over.
Jacob Junis back on the hill here in Cleveland for the second inning. Joel Goldberg just off of the visiting dugout here at Progressive Field. And talking to pitching coach Cal Eldred today, he said that, you know, you hear about Jacob being kind of like Corey Kluber in the poise, and he agrees with that. But he said people think those guys don't get nervous and that the engine doesn't really move all that fast, but it's there. It's just not an, oh my gosh. They actually enjoy the moment. They like that. He said that he sees some comparisons to Adam Wainwright and former Royal Jeff Suppan in the sense, Hazeski on the shift makes the play, that most guys when they throw their bullpen sessions, they're not at max effort, and then when they get out into a game they dial it up to max effort. But he said in Junis's case, it's almost always the same. It's the same in the bullpen as it is out on the field. He says that he does not suffer from white line fever. Gets out there, doesn't get spooked. He's the same guy. Vance Wilson's known him a long time. He said that he's always seen that too. A little bit easier though, he said, for a guy at 91 and 93 as opposed to someone at 98 that really has to crank it up.
Here's Yan Gomes with one out. Cal Eldred making those comparisons to some former Cardinal pitchers, and I remember that organization when Dave Duncan was their pitching coach, famous for the entire pitching staff getting together and watching the side sessions, getting feedback from the other members of the rotation. Do they feel like they could be using a different pitch sequence? Do they feel like they might be tipping their pitches? It was like a classroom session they would throw on the side. Junis sails a fastball over Gomes' head.
No, you know what? I think that's a great idea to include your whole staff. Now this was a whoops, and hitters usually sometimes will go, they'll take a little offense to it because these guys have such great control. You wonder about that. There's a lot of looking around going on now. Sometimes that's not a bad thing. If you're a pitcher, makes him aware and get him soft away.
Three and one on Gomes.
But those pitchers all know that they're being studied by the opposing hitters, and so they're looking for tendencies from the pitchers. So it's a good idea Duncan had, and really for any starting staff to have other eyes out there watching for you and having your back, checking each other out. Can't hurt you at all. Can only help.
And sometimes it was group intervention. You had 3 or 4 guys saying, all right, look, you need to make a change here. 3 and 2 on Yan Gomes. That is into the wind. So an easy play for John Jay, and there are 2 down.
As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game.
Two down to Greg Allen. Right now the Indians are short a couple of outfielders. They put Tyler Naquin on the disabled list before the game today, and Bradley Zimmer, who was on the active roster, he was in Terry Francona's first lineup today, but then had to be scratched because of a chest contusion. He slammed into the wall at Yankee Stadium during the Indians' last road trip, and he's not quite yet ready to come back.
Yeah, and I was asking Terry Francona yesterday about him. Was it concussion related? And he said no, thankfully not. Test here.
Junis strikes out his second. He has a 1-2-3 bottom of the second. 1-1 at the end of 2. For T-Mobile's Hats Off for Heroes, and Ian Kennedy and his wife Allison do quite a bit to salute military personnel and families. Look at all the different organizations they support. He was a finalist for the Bob Feller Act of Valor Award, named after the former Indian Hall of Famer and war hero. Every Saturday, and it's timely because it's Saturday here in Cleveland, but every Saturday at Kauffman Stadium, Ian and Allison host a special group in one of the dugout suites at Kauffman Stadium, paying right out of their own pocket. They moved to Kansas City full time when Ian signed the contract with the Royals. And very active in the community from day one.
No question. Great addition. His wife Allison, she's from St. Louis area, so she liked the Midwest. So did he. He's an outdoorsman.
Almonte, Jay, and Soler coming up. The Royals got an RBI from Salvador Perez in the first inning, and then the Indians got an RBI from Brantley in the bottom of the first. Wrong day to hit the ball to center field today with that wind blasting in from center field, and it's got a knife in it today. Temperature in the 40s. Almonte is out number one, and now John Jay, who singled and scored the Royals run in the first inning. If the Royals hit a triple in today's game, Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy. Oh, 2.
How nice is it that we don't see those liners hurting anybody in the stands? The nets are perfect now. Great job. I'm so glad they changed that. Put nets up, protect the fans.
Get him to chase upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is game 5 of the road trip, and John Jay already has 8 hits. And he has scored 6 runs. And like several of his teammates, he has spiked his numbers in the month of May, hitting .381. And the most important number for him leading off is on base percentage, and he's well over 400 this month. And that's hit well into right center field. Nobody is there. Allen was over toward left center, so that was a long run for him. And John Jay, after a long stretch of games without an extra base hit, has one in back-to-back games.
4th double on the year now. That ball left the bat, and he's probably saying, catch that. Split the outfielders perfectly. Now, had it gone to the wall, because it was hit so slowly, could have had a triple if it would have hit just a little bit harder. Could have plugged and rolled to the wall and might have given him time to get a donation.
Strike at the knees to Jorge Soler. He helped set up the Royals run in the first inning. His double got John Jay to third. And then Salvador Perez got Jay home with a ground out. One ball, 1 strike. Lately, we've been talking about Jorge Soler and his on-base percentage. But let's talk about him batting with runners in scoring position. He's over .330.
Fantastic. He's helping Moose out a lot in that department. Duda's up to .286, but makes Terry Bradshaw happy. Oh.
Up the right field line, fair, and extra bases again for Soler. Well, he gets another hit with a runner in scoring position. He has 2 doubles today, and the Royals lead 2-1.
Oh man, you know, and speaking to Terry Bradshaw, he's been trying to work with Soler in the cage, and they're working. They're trying to get him to go to right field more often. He's got to like this. Gomes trying to keep the ball away from his power. That's 94 with an easy short swing, telling me that he is locked in. Soler is seeing the ball so well right now. He's controlling his swing. He's not trying to pull everything. That was a clutch hit there for him, and nicely done.
0-1 on Mike Moustakas. Royals had runners at second and third and nobody out in the first inning. And Clevenger needed a strikeout, and he got one against Moustakas. And Salvador Perez answered with an RBI ground out.
Picked him up.
And a line drive is caught by Kipnis. And the throw to first, and Lindor, like a first baseman, stretches and pulls it out of the dirt, and that's a double play. Soler drives in a run, and the Royals lead 2-1. The special season of Royals baseball with the 50 Seasons shirt series presented by Charlie Hustle. This exclusive t-shirt featuring 9 Royals legends designed by Kansas City's favorite t-shirt brand, Charlie Hustle. Purchase your theme ticket to receive this t-shirt for the game on Monday. Remember, Monday's game is at 6:05. Royals.com/theme tickets. 2-1 Royals. Brandon Guyer will lead off. Then Francisco Lindor and Michael Brantley. 1-1 on Guyer, who had a couple of at-bats last night and struck out both times. He was added late to the lineup when Bradley Zimmer was scratched, and that slider makes the count 1-2. Guyer will take one for the team, as they say. Hit by more pitches than anyone in the American League over the last 4 seasons, 64 times.
You know, I got a lot of respect for him because he doesn't have a big bulky elbow pad on there. Now, a lot of the players are wearing sleeves that have the pad built into the sleeves now, and I'm okay with that. You know, it's not big and bulky like some of them are. And he's a tough guy. He's not afraid. But good pitch there. So far, Junis is using the upper part of the strike zone effectively. As they're looking down for that slider, he's able to sneak it by him up there.
Even with the 1 hour 15-minute rain delay, and a nice crowd here today. Last night there was over 24,000 watching the Royals come back and beat the Indians 10-9. And now Cleveland, they still lead the division, but they are under 500. All 5 teams in the Central have a losing record at the moment. Ball 1 to Lindor. He went the other way and doubled against Junis in the first inning, and then scored on a base hit by Brantley. And Lindor has a 13-game hitting streak. The turnaround for him was April 25th. That's another hard hit ball for him. It's into the corner, and it hit the railing above the wall, and it's a home run. So Francisco Lindor, who has more home runs and more RBIs against the Royals than any other team, ties the game at 2 with his 11th.
Just looks comfortable up there. Sometimes you got to move a hitter's feet. Don't let him get too comfortable. 92 on the inner half, short, compact, just above the yellow line. His 11th. 11 home runs for a power hitter. I mean, for a leadoff hitter, not too shabby.
Michael Brantley takes ball 1. He's singled to right in the first inning, driving in Lindor. One and one. This year, the way to get to Jacob Junis is with a home run. He has allowed 18 runs this season, and 13 of the 18 have come on a home run. I'll also tell you that with an opponent's batting average a little over 200, chances are you're not going to pile up a bunch of hits against him. He has now given up 11 home runs in 47 innings. Brantley hits it to center field into that wind, and Almonte is there. 2 outs.
Majority of those home runs are solo shots. They're not going to hurt you as bad as multiple runners on base.
Two down to Jose Ramirez. Changeup is in for a strike. Ramirez lined out to Alex Gordon in left field in the first inning. Now he hits it hard to center, but again into that wind, and Almonte is there. So Francisco Lindor homers to right, and we are tied at 2. Jason Day, defending champion Justin Thomas, and more of golf's greatest players will be in St. Louis in fewer than 100 days. Tickets for Monday's opening day through Thursday's opening round are still available, but going fast. Visit PGAchampionship.com for tickets. Royals 2, Indians 2. Salvador Perez will lead off the fourth. He drove in the Royals' first run with a ground out in the first inning. Jorge Soler has an RBI. Michael Brantley and Francisco Lindor have driven in Cleveland's runs. Curveball's inside, ball one. One ball, one strike.
That's right where Clevenger wants to live with that pitch there. Down low. You hang that, Salvi is liable to pull that in the seat. Seats make it 3 days in a row. Ooh. He's got to pull that.
He is fidgety on the mound, for lack of a better word.
There was a hanger there. Salvi, he's saying, "Oh man, I missed it." Yeah, he rocks back and forth before he lets go of the ball. You don't see too many pitchers do that. He's got a little twist in his lower body. You see, he's twisting and turning right there. Probably some mechanism, a timing mechanism for him to get him going.
Some thought that maybe he was too high energy to be a starter, and then he wouldn't be able to maintain that over 5, 6, 7 innings. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I've really had to work on getting him to tone it down, pull back just a little bit, especially warming up in the bullpen. Save some of that fuel for the game.
Yeah, it's interesting. As in, everyone's different. Junis, poise. You hear that word more than not. Control. Slow, deep breathing. And he's the opposite. I watched him walk out of the dugout to go out to warm up, and he had a pace like he had something going on. It was urgent to get out to the bullpen. It wasn't a casual walk. That's Salvi's pitch right there. He loves that fastball in the outer half. Good swing there. He was on it.
Another foul ball.
Just missing it. He was looking heater and adjusted to the breaking ball there that was in the middle.
Be the 10th pitch of this at bat, and it's hit well to left field, but not hard enough. Maybe got it down around the end of the bat. Good swing on it. He got the right pitch, and Brantley makes a play for the first out. And now Lucas Duda, he lined out to Allen in center field in the first inning. 3 doubles last night. Our Kubota Power Stats, another Royal who's hit well in the month of May, hitting just under 400 with 6 doubles.
Yeah, you know what? His last at bat, he tagged it to center field. 104 exit velo off of his bat, lined to an out. Good rip there on the curve.
One and one.
Clevenger averages 92.6 on his velo, but we're seeing some 94s, a couple of 95s.
3-1. Merrifield's on deck. That's hit well and over Kipnis, who is out in shallow right field. So Dude has been on Clevenger twice, and after a line out in the first, he has a 1-out single in the fourth.
Consecutive times up. Mo Lottery replay shows you cheese at the knees can be turned around with a short, handsy swing. Kipnis, hang with him. You needed a ladder to catch that one. Good stroke. Hit him hard now 2 times in a row. That one there was only 109. Plate appearance before that 104. Dude is locked in.
Breaking ball strike on Merrifield. He singled last time up. Royals already have 6 hits against Clevenger. Clevenger on Sunday in New York allowed 1 hit in 7 1/3 innings. Struck out 10. He has a grand total of 1 strikeout so far today. Got locked into a duel with Domingo Germán, who didn't give up any hits in his 6 innings. And then Clevenger walked 2 in the 8th inning. Both came around to score. Ended up in a no decision, and the Yankees won that game.
Well, that'll tell you a little bit about the contrasting offenses. The Yankees have obviously a powerful lineup, and they swing for the fences compared to the Royals. The Royals, they have the 6th highest contact percentage of 78.4. They put the ball in play. That's the typical Royals offense over the last several years we've seen. And fewest amount of strikeouts in the majors. They make contact.
Line to right field. Geyer is back, and he's got it on the track. So Merrifield hits it hard again. Dude is back to first. 2 outs.
Just seems that Clevenger's not fooling the Royals. That ball, if that wind wasn't blowing like that, that had a chance to leave the park. Good swing.
Alec Gordon grounded into a force out in the 2nd inning. Oh, 0-1. At the moment, Alex is 5th in Royals history with 163 home runs. And next on the list is Hal McRae. He has 169.
Alex has just kind of cooled off a little bit here in the last 3 games. 0 for 10, 3 walks. 0 for 11 now coming into this one. Nice at bat here. But good swing there on 94. Good short quick swing.
Breaking ball strikes him out. That's 2 for Clevenger. Still a 2-2 tie. weekend per month will be dedicated to looking back at Royals history and enjoying memories of what created the team we have today. Next weekend, we'll honor some of our very own Royals legends, gate giveaways, alumni appearances, and more. And the Yankees will be in town talking about Royals history. Royals.com/50 for more information. Encarnacion out to center field. Almonte has been busy. He makes the catch. He has the last 3 putouts. Encarnacion is 0 for 2. Jacob Junis has retired 10 of the last 11. He struck out Yonder Alonso with a slider in the first inning. One of 3 Junis strikeouts so far today. Into left field. Alex Gordon is right there. And 2 quick outs.
Oh, nice to see Junis getting some quick outs. Help the pitch count. Stay in the game a little longer.
Jason Kipnis grounded out to Escobar in the second inning. He is 1 for his last 24 and is batting .176. And he's trying to give his pitcher a little extra time. So he's taking all the way. He may take another strike. And he does. Very selfless at bat for Kipnis. Salvi gives him a high target. Kipnis wouldn't go for it. 1-2.
And Francona trying to get his guy going, dropping him down to the 6 hole.
Salvi tried to frame it. 2-2.
Kipnis just hitting 143 off of right-handers. Made it out in his first at bat off Junis. Got another one here.
That is an 8-pitch 1-2-3 bottom of the 4th. And now Junis has retired 12 of the last 13. Royals baseball on Fox Sports Kansas City is powered by Ram Trucks, built to serve. And brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Pick your power, fuel, or battery. With Steel, search STIHL. Royals 2, Indians 2 after the Royals' wild come from behind win last night, 10-9. Alcides Escobar will lead off. Then Abraham Almonte and John Jay. Escobar grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the second inning. Two and 0. Two balls, one strike on Escobar. Among his 4 RBIs last night was a bases loaded walk. It gives him 10 walks this year. He only had 15 last season. Kipnis was over toward the middle and throws out Escobar. Fox Sports Kansas City is proud to support the Kansas City Sports Commission's Award Banquet. This year's event takes place on Thursday, June 7th, and honors include local Sportswomen of the Year, the University of Central Missouri women's soccer and basketball national championship teams. For sponsorship and ticket information, go to sportkc.org. Almonte lined to center field in the third inning. One ball, one strike. Two and one on Almonte. And now 3-1 with John Jay on deck. Clevenger has not walked a batter yet. He has struck out 2. And he got Almonte to swing at a pitch out of the strike zone.
That's what Clevenger does so well. He's able to use all 4 quadrants of the strike zone. Breaking balls down low, heaters up, in and out.
Brantley is back and left. That ball carries on him and takes him onto the warning track. 2 outs.
Now batting for Kansas City, number 25, John Jay.
John Jay has 2 hits. He has scored both runs for the Royals. And now on this road trip, and this is game 5. John Jay is 9 out of 22. Clevenger fields and throws to first. So Clevenger matches a quick half inning. Junis had 8 last half inning. Clevenger has 10 this half inning. far today and 4 innings against the Indians. His Pizza Ranch pitching line, 2 earned runs in 4 innings. He has set down 12 of the last 13 as he pitches to Yan Gomes, who fouls it away. 2 batters into the first, and Cleveland had their first run. Michael Brantley drove in Francisco Lindor. And then Francisco Lindor, with 1 out in the third, hit a home run. And now it's 0-2 on Yan Gomes.
Both of these young pitchers today, Junis 25, Clevenger 27 years old, got a nice tempo going. They're working. They don't take much time in between pitches. Going right at the hitters. They get the sign and throw it. Ooh, man, that spin rate's really wicked. Yeah. Ball just fell out of the sky. Look at the bottom fall out of this one. No wonder you can't hit that. That's straight down. That is 12-6. There's no lateral movement in that. That's almost impossible to square that pitch up. The only way is if it's hanging.
And he stays on the attack when he gets 2 strikes. Opponents are hitting just 110 against him. And he goes to that slider. I mean, the book is out on him, and that'll tell you how good that slider is, even though it just got Gomes with his spike curveball. But that is the definition of a dominant pitch, when the hitters know it's coming and they still can't do anything with it.
Check out that pitch again to Gomes. Look at the little wrist snap at the end and makes that ball go down. Of course, the seams catch the air pocket. That makes it work.
He can give the opposition a couple of different looks. That slider that has more side-to-side break, and then he's added that pitch this year, more downward tilt. Backdoor slider, and he has back-to-back strikeouts, and Junis has struck out 5 in 4 2/3 innings.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when you got it going on. You're a pitcher, and Allen, you got to go. Wow. Locked him up.
In for a strike to Geyer, who struck out on a fastball in the 3rd inning.
But Junis doesn't even leave the slab. Hey, look at him get back up there. It's just great balance. Very little effort from Junis. I mean, you don't see him overdoing it. He's not really grunting. You know, it's a real smooth, compact delivery. And then he just takes 1 step back and he's back on the slab again.
Salvi hung on to the foul tip. Junis strikes out the side, and now he has set down 15 of the last 16.
Wow. He is on fire. Get him some runs.
the Miller Lite Hold True moment. And Jorge Soler, he's on his way to matching Lucas Duda from last night. Duda had 3 doubles. Soler already has 2. Wearing out both sides of the field. A double to left in the first, and this RBI double to right. Drove in John Jay. Royals led 2-1. Indians tied it in the bottom of the 3rd, and now Soler leads off the 6th. Clevenger throws a slider for a strike. Our Sonic Slam Inning contestant is John Cockrum from Clinton. Pass Ramirez, Lindor backhands, and Soler has an infield single. He is 3 for 3.
Boy, not only is he scorching the ball, but whenever he doesn't hit it solid, he finds the right hole. It's a guy who's really going good, controlling that front foot. Watch him take off. He knows he's got a chance for another infield hit. Got it.
Ball 1 on Mike Moustakas. He is 0 for 2. One of those outs was a line out to the second baseman Kipnis, who noticed that Soler had drifted too far from second and doubled him up.
Yeah, just a little bit of a mental mistake there. Got a little too aggressive, but that's okay. Moose has a chance to give Junis a lead here. One swing.
Cracked his bat. Allen comes up to make the play. Salvador Perez struts to the plate with 1 out, and it's time for our sprint trivia question. Salvi had a go-ahead home run last night in the 7th inning or later. Who has the most go-ahead home runs in the 7th inning or later since 2010? For the Royals or in baseball? In all of baseball. I don't even know who has the most go-ahead home runs for the Royals since 2010.
You would think it would stay with our team.
Salvi, by the way, leads the major leagues with 6 go-ahead home runs in the 7th inning or later since the beginning of last year.
Oh, there's where it ties in now. Okay.
Right. Oh, 0-2 on Salvi. He has an RBI ground out and a fly out to left.
We got 3 strikes.
I'm just curious, maybe Dave Holtzman can look this up to help us narrow it down. How many hitters have there been in the major league since 2010? Like 4,000?
They want to win today. That's what they want to do. Uh-oh, that's going to get away.
Soler can advance. Salvi cannot.
Okay, right man, right spot coming up here. Lucas Duda. He is hot on Clevenger. Now, Salvi's going to chase occasionally, but Soler, he's off, getting into scoring position. Duda, 2 hard hit balls so far, and 2 times up. Lined out at 104, and then he got a base hit at 109. Exit velocity.
All right, we're getting a hint now. It's a player we have seen this year. Okay, great.
Thank you. Yeah, we can get that now.
2,420 players have had an at-bat since 2010. That helps. George Brett Pine Tar bobblehead giveaway next Saturday. The Yankees are in town, and the first 20,000 fans inside the gates receive this bobblehead before watching the Royals and Yankees at 6:15. Royals.com/tickets. The Rays Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the Yankees Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week. Lindor has 3 hits. Alex cuts it off deep. Lindor is digging for second, and he dives in with his second double of the game.
Man, you know what? They're almost better off just walking him. Put him on base. He's dangerous right now. Look at him, very comfortable position, hand position close to his body, loose, relaxed, on fire, hitting it where it's pitched. His other double went down the left field line. Now, this is a little unnecessary right here. Plays in front of him. There was no play at all at second base. When he gets a little older, he'll stop the wear and tear on his body. He's a young guy right now. He's excited. He feels good.
Lindor doubled in the first inning, and then Brantley drove him in. And now here's Brantley with Lindor at second base in the 6th. So he's driven in 5 already in this series. No balls, 2 strikes. Jacob Junis has pitched well with runners in scoring position this year, and it's not because of good luck. He has not allowed a line drive with a runner in scoring position this season, and he's done an excellent job of keeping the ball on the ground.
You know, Brantley wants to pull here with nobody out, get the runner over. And you know, he knew exactly where Escobar was, because Esky's way off the base, wasn't coming in and trying to pick off Lindor. Lindor knew that. Esky's making some signs that it scared him too. He came right at him. Yeah.
Now, if Lindor had slid into Escobar's feet, he would have been out.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Yeah. No.
1 and 2 on Brantley.
You know, I think Junis threw it about 85 miles an hour too.
That's right. Esky, he might have known where Esky was, but Esky didn't think he was a part of that play. He's a long way away from second base.
Yeah.
Past Duda. And down into the right field corner. And for the second time today, Brantley has driven in Lindor. This time it gives the Indians the lead. And Michael Brantley has driven in 6 in the first 2 games of the series.
Once again, there it is, the top guys in the order doing the damage. That ball was way down low. That's a waste pitch, nothing wrong at all. And wouldn't you know it, first time all year they hit a line drive with the runner in scoring position right by Duda. Good try. Duda did all he could. 10th double for Brantley.
Pulled foul by Jose Ramirez. He is 0 for 2. He has driven in 24 this year. 12 have come in his last 11 games. One ball, one strike. Junis had retired 15 out of 16 before the Indians open this bottom of the 6th with back-to-back doubles by Lindor and Brantley. Now Ramirez lifts it to right field. Brantley will tag. John Jay gets a little forward momentum. And Brantley will move up 90 feet.
Hey, Royals fans, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. It's presented by T-Mobile.
Now the Royals will bring the infield in for Edwin Encarnacion.
Still a productive out by Jose Ramirez.
The only hitters so far who have given Junis any trouble have been the top 2 hitters, Lindor and Brantley. They are 5 for 6. The rest of the lineup is 0 for 15.
Yeah.
Got it in on him, way off the plate.
That's
No
good
balls,
pitch.
2 strikes.
Excellent pitch. You can get a lot of power hitters down and in with any kind of velocity, 90 plus, if it's located in the right spot. Because they're looking for that pitch, but they can't get to it. You don't miss. There you go. It's a setup pitch. 0-2. Trying to set something up for maybe that nice little breaking ball or the slider. Either one. Curve, slider work.
Two and 2. Three balls, 2 strikes.
Infield in, want to cut off any kind of run. It's a tight game here on a cold day.
Again, a pitch inside, and he got Encarnacion to take a rip at it, and that got some of Salvi on him on the foot. Got him. That fastball had a lot of sink to it. So Junis needed a strikeout or a ground out with Encarnacion. Here's the pitch sequence.
It's really good. Look at that. He's all around. You can't put anything in that box there against this guy right here. Keep it low. Look at that. Good inside pitch. Fouled it off. And right here, got him to go again. Excellent action. Look at that. That's called life. Got little life and good stuff. Junis pitched around him perfectly.
So he has struck out 7. On Sunday, he struck out 8 in 7 innings. That tied his career high. 7 of those 8 strikeouts were with his slider. He's had strikeouts with all of his pitches today. And now outside ball 1 on Yonder Alonso. Alonso struck out in the first inning, and then he flied to left in the 4th. One and one.
Moose keeps going back to that bag. He wants Salvi to throw down there and try to pick off Brantley. He's been doing that. Breaking over there. Salvi taking a look.
That is into right center field, and Alonso comes through with 2 outs. So Brantley scores, and Cleveland takes a 4-2 lead.
Whitley was playing shallow right field, just over enough. Fastball right there. And that's one of the mistakes that Junis has made today by leaving a ball up there hittable to a guy like this. Couldn't have placed it any better.
Ball 1 on Jason Kipnis. Kipnis is grounded out and flied out, and is 1 for his last 25. 3-0. .88 pitches, and now the phone rings down in the Royals bullpen. Look pretty good. And that's Junis' first walk. Kevin McCarthy got up a couple of times last night. He did not appear in the game, and now Cal Eldred goes out to chat with Junis, and that'll give McCarthy a little more time to warm up. The Royals and Price Chopper excited to announce the return of the Grand Slam 4-pack. Perfect for your family. This ticket package includes 4 seats in the View Reserve section, plus 4 Royals caps, all for just $44. Head to your local Price Chopper to purchase this exclusive deal. Good for most Sunday through Thursday home games. And now Junis will get Yan Gomes with 2 on and 2 out. Outside, ball 1. Too low. And now Junis has missed with his last 6 pitches. And that is in the dirt and skips back to the screen. And skips out of play. So a wild pitch puts runners at second and third with 2 down, and now Junis has missed with 7 straight. Royals will elect to put Yan Gomes on with the count 3-0, and that'll give Royals a force at any base, and it's also going to put a new pitcher into the game. So Greg Allen will be coming up, and he'll face Kevin McCarthy.
Okay, Junis, really not a bad afternoon at all. This is the 5th inning here. Had a little issues with only 1 ball in the middle, but I tell you, you're facing Lindor and Brantley, 2 of the hottest hitters on the planet. That's a big hang with them.
Royals make a Chevy call to the bullpen. Runs in his first 5 innings, and at one point retired 15 out of 16, and now the Indians have added 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning, and he departs with the bases loaded. So Kevin McCarthy will come on and face the switch hitter Greg Allen, who struck out twice against Junis.
Yeah, no problem, Mac. Just come on in and shut him down with them loaded here. Opponent average 278, got 7 strikeouts, though. He's a pitch to contact guy. Heavy, hard sinker. Low to mid-90s. Slider curve change. That's it. Come right after him. Keep that ball down. If he makes some contact, hope he hits it right at him. Hold him here.
Back through the middle. Merrifield backhands and flips with his glove to Escobar to get the force on Gomes and hold the Indians to 2. So the Royals need another comeback today, down 4-2. Summary. This is Jorge Soler, who has a couple of doubles today. That one drove in John Jay to put the Royals in front 2-1. And then Francisco Lindor in the bottom of the third hit a home run into the right field corner to tie the game at 2. Michael Brantley drove in Lindor in the 6th to give the Indians a 3-2 lead. And this is Yonder Alonso with 2 down. And he drove in Brantley. And it's a 2-run bottom of the 6th inning for the Indians. They lead 4-2. Last night, at the end of 6 innings, the Royals were down. At one point, the Royals are down by 5 last night. They came back against Trevor Bauer and the Indians bullpen. And here in the 7th inning, the Royals will have Merrifield, Gordon, and Escobar against Clevenger. Clevenger's coming up on 90 pitches. Last night was the first time that the Indians had a lead in the 6th inning or later and lost. So you say, wow, that's another excellent year for the Indians bullpen so far. And the answer to that would be not really. Indians bullpen has the 2nd highest ERA in the American League. The Indians have already blown 10 leads this year. And they already have 5 blown saves this year. 2-2 on Merrifield.
Unlike a Terry Francona Indians team of the last few years anyway. They've been strong in that department, but you know what though, the Royals, that comeback win they had against them last night has given them confidence. They've got 7 come from behind wins already, the Royals do. They want to make it 8 here.
Lifted to shallow right. And that's Geyer making the play. 1 down in the 7th inning. There's our Pepsi fan of the game. Oh man, he is in heaven. I don't know how Mom feels about that.
Oh yeah, yummy.
He might be a little fired up in the later innings, but I'll bet he will be napping for the ride home.
No question. Thanks for coming.
Curveball for a strike to Alex Gordon. He is 0 for 2.
Clevenger threw a season high 116 pitches in his last start against the Yankees. The 6th.
Two and 1. Two and 2.
That's a good one to look for there. Change speeds on it.
Into the netting above the third base dugout. There's Corey Kluber. He'll go tomorrow. The Royals will counter with Danny Duffy. Clevenger gets his 4th strikeout, his 2nd against Alex Gordon. And there are 2 down, and now Clevenger's really settling in. He has set down 10 of the last 11.
That's a big one. He's taking a lot of velocity off of that, gets a deeper break to it.
And Terry Francona really needed this today from Clevenger. He only got 4 2/3 innings from his starter last night. Escobar takes low. He is grounded out twice, once into a double play. 1-1. That's lefty Tyler Olson, who was reinstated to the Indians roster before the game today. He had been away for a few days on paternity leave. Right to Lindor. Inning over. So Clevenger has gone 7, and he's given up just 2 runs. Royals baseball on Fox Sports Kansas City is brought to you by Ford. Going further so you can. 4-2 Indians. Bottom of the 7th inning. Kevin McCarthy got the final out of the Indians' 2-run 6 to put Cleveland ahead, and now he'll get Geyer, Lindor, and Brantley. Geyer struck out twice against Junis. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike.
That's the pitch he relies on there. 93, 94 mile-an-hour sinker. It's got a good downward dip to it. Hitters hit the top of the ball if they hit it.
And he gets a ground ball. Escobar throws out Geyer. That'll bring up Francisco Lindor. He is 3 for 3, 3 extra base hits, 3 runs scored, and an RBI in the 3rd inning. With our Ram drive of the game. This is his 7th home run in his last 10 games.
Just some kind of locked in at the plate. That's a great place to be when you're that red hot. I mean, that is red hot. And plenty enough. That's a line shot. And you know, when he hit that, the wind was blowing really hard. And that's the best time to hit it on the line when the wind's blowing in hard like that. It's in the air. Wind knocks it down.
Good movement. 1 strike on Lindor. So it gives him 14 home runs in his career against the Royals. 45 driven in. One and one.
You know, and with Duffy going tomorrow, he's hitting 364 from the right side of the plate, so it won't be any easier. It'll be a tough out tomorrow as well.
And that's well hit into deep left center field, and that is gone. He is amazing. 2 doubles and 2 home runs for Francisco Lindor. And he has hit the ball today literally from foul pole to foul pole. He has a base hit up the left field line, up the right field line. He has a base hit to left center. He has a home run to right. Tough man to pitch to right now.
Beautiful swing. That's right down the middle of the plate at 93, and he hit that ball as good as you can hit a ball. And this might be the best hitting game he's had all year. You said it, line to line. Totally locked. To be 24 years old and that good, that's incredible.
Fourth career multi-home run game, and the first time in his career he's had 4 extra base hits in one game. Roberto Perez is telling all of his teammates, just come over and touch him.
Yeah, that's might be all you need.
Maybe some of that magic will rub off onto his teammates. 3 balls and 1 strike on Brantley. He's driven in 2 today. That was a swing, 3-2. So the top 2 hitters for the Indians, Lindor and Brantley, they've scored all 5 runs. And they've driven in 4 of the 5 runs. And they have 5 of the 7 hits. 6 of the 7 hits. 7 of the 8 hits.
A 1-2 wrecking machine. Top of the order. Francona knows what he's doing. Now Brantley, you know, yesterday hit the second spot in the order for the first time all year. Kipnis had that spot. So man, Francona picked the right time.
Jose Ramirez is 0 for 3. A little bit outside, ball 1. Cleveland, they haven't looked like it in the first 2 games of the series, but at least for their standards, they are a struggling team. They have dropped 5 of their last 6. And 10 of their last 15. And there's an urgency here similar to the last 2 years in Kansas City. Terry Francona after this year is going to lose his closer Cody Allen and setup man Andrew Miller and Michael Brantley to free agency.
Call it.
Duda comes over and makes a play. Next year, Edwin Encarnacion will be lost to free agency. He's coming up with 2 outs. Their starting rotation is young and either under control because of service time or long-term contracts. But there are a lot of important pieces that will become free agents in the next 2 years. So from an outsider, you look at the Indians and you think they're loaded. They should be just fine. But after getting bounced in the first round of the playoffs last year and knowing that some of these guys are going to go away, there's a little bit of panic at the moment in Cleveland. Brantley's going to go first to third on that throwing error by McCarthy. And for the Royals, that's their first error in a long time. Royals had gone 10 consecutive games without an error before that throw. That was the longest streak in the major leagues.
Boy, I'll tell you, McCarthy just really whipped it, man. He pulled it big time.
Why not pitch him inside? Last time up, when Encarnacion could not lay off Jacob Junas's running fastball in on him.
Got to pitch him in there. Tie him up.
Inside again, 2-0. Blaine Boyer is throwing in the Royals bullpen. Two and one. Encarnacion is hitting 196. He got off to a slow start last year. In his first year with the Indians, had to play in a lot more cold weather. But when it was all said and done, he finished with his 6th consecutive season with 30 or more home runs.
Yep.
He's the only major league player that has 6 straight seasons of 30 or more home runs. They are not able to close the roof for the home games like they did when he was in Toronto.
Oh, he'll be on a trivia question later this year. But you know, he's a legitimate designated hitter. That's what you look for an American League DH. Guy with power, can hit for power, you know, a little bit of average, can knock in runs, good at wrist. And it's not how you start, it's how you finish. The weather has a lot to do with that. He's healthy, takes some rip, and get cheated. Nelson Cruz, another prototypical type DH. They don't get cheated. Those are the guys you look for to do that every day. Ed Yost doesn't have one, so he rotates them every day. Most designated hitters this year, I believe.
Encarnacion was once seen as third baseman of the future for the Cincinnati Reds a long time ago. In fact, the Reds signed Joe Randa to help transition Encarnacion into a big league player. Back through the middle, and he'll drive in a run. So that error by McCarthy allows Brantley to score. And now Cleveland has scored 4 runs in the last 2 innings, and they have a 4-run lead.
Yep, McCarthy is going to give up the ground ball, but just well placed by Edwin.
Yonder Alonso with a runner at first and 2 down. He's driven in one of the 6 runs today. Now Gary Cederstrom begins to open up the strike zone.
And Alonso could be another one of those designated hitter types. He's playing first.
Two and one. Out in front, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pull the string on him there. Good pitch.
Three and 2, and now Encarnacion will be running. The Royals will have Almonte, Jay, and Soler in the top of the 8th. And we'll do it again. Alonso had never hit more than 10 home runs as a big leaguer. And then he hit 28 last year. He wasn't a big run producer. He only drove in 67. That's a low number for 28 home runs. And we were talking about how often he was injured early in his career. And now he takes ball 4. And Ned Yost is going to go to Blaine Boyer. Two on, 2 out. The Indians have 2 more, and they lead 6-2 in a Chevy call to the bullpen. Kevin McCarthy is charged with 2 runs. 1 is unearned so far, and he departs with 2 on, 2 out. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. Justin Grimm, who's been out with lower back stiffness, could begin a minor league rehab assignment as soon as Monday, depending on how he's feeling today. So that'll give the Royals another veteran in that bullpen, along with Blaine Boyer. So he comes on with Encarnacion at second base, Alonso at first, and will pitch to Jason Kipnis.
See if Boyer could get that final out and get out of there. 6'3", 225. Veteran, mid-90s fastball, low to mid-90s, sinker, slider, curve change.
Kipnis is 0 for 2 with a walk. 1 ball, 1 strike. Duda will take it to the bag himself, and that ends the inning. So Cleveland gets 2, and at the end of 7, they lead the Royals 6-2. You could celebrate with the Royals the 20th anniversary of The Sandlot by enjoying a free viewing of the movie on Crown Vision. Just stay after the game on Saturday, June 2nd to watch the movie right from your seats. Visit Royals.com/Sandlot for details about this special day. And Mike Clevenger with 103 pitches will stay on for the top of the 8th inning with a 4-run lead, and the Royals have their 9 1 and 2 hitters coming up.
Yeah, Francona give him a little bit of leash. Probably said he feels good. Chilly as it is, no sleeves. Royals have got 7 hits off him.
And only 2 hits since the 3rd inning. He's really settled in. 1-1 on Almonte, who's hit into some tough luck today. He is lined to center and lined to left. Tyler Olson, the lefty, continues to warm up, and now the right-hander Zach McAllister joins him in the right field bullpen. Grounded out to Kipnis. 1 away. Take a stab at our trivia question. Who has the most go-ahead home runs in the 7th inning or later in the major league since 2010? 2,400 players have had an at-bat since 2010. A hint is we have seen the player this year.
Thanks for coming.
We've
written a few down.
How about in the house? Edwin Encarnacion. Strike 1.
How about Miguel Cabrera?
How about Miguel Cabrera? Strike 2. We're going to get one more hint. John Jay has a 3-hit game. So on this road trip, he has 10 hits, and this is game number 5.
Look at that. That's called reaching out, knowing your strength and what kind of player you are. I mean, he's not up there looking to hit a home run. I've mentioned it before on the trip. Hasn't hit a home run in his last 358 at bats coming into this game. just slapped it out there. Stay hot.
All right, the last hint was it's a player that we've seen this year, and he used to be in our division. So that could be J.D. Martinez, because we saw him with the Red Sox.
We had him down as one of our guys. I can tell by the tone of our producer's voice that we got it. That's it. Go with him.
No, he said we have until the end of the inning to figure it out.
I'm just telling you, I think that's it.
We've seen the Angels and Justin Upton. He was in our division.
Yeah, and what a rip there. Soler, he wanted to knock the scoreboard down. What's this? Ooh. You could feel the wind up here in the booth.
2-2. We've seen the Brewers. Lorenzo Cain, is it a trick question?
That's good pickup there.
Clevenger strikes out Soler. That's the first time he's gotten Soler out today. And he has 5 strikeouts. And with Mike Moustakas coming up, Tito Francona comes out. Clevenger gets a hug from members of the Indians infield, and the fans are already coming out of their seats to show their appreciation for Mike Clevenger as he holds the Royals to 2 runs in 7 2/3 innings. Games for the Indians last year. His ERA was 2.76 going into today. The Royals got runs early. They scored 1 in the first and 1 in the third, but then he buckled down and has not allowed a run since the 3rd inning. He did not walk a batter today, and he goes 115 pitches. 1 start after he went 116 pitches. That was Sunday at New York, and now he departs with a runner at first base and 2 down, and Tyler Olson comes on to face Mike Moustakas.
He looked pretty good today, that's for sure, but he held the Yankees to no runs. At least we've got a couple of them.
Mike Moustakas is 0 for 3.
Lefty here, Tyler Olson. sinker, slider, curve change. Not overpowering 88 to 93. You're going to throw a lot of breakers to Moose.
Right center field for Geyer. And that's the inning. To the bottom of the 8th. 6-2 Indians. Cox Communications and 620 The Zone are bringing Omaha's best friends and fans to Kauffman Stadium on the Rays Royal Fan Express on May 19th. For more information, go to Royals.com/Fan Express. Lane Boyer got the last out of the 7th. He'll pitch to Gomes, Allen, and Geyer.
Hope he can get those guys in order. Doesn't have to face Lindor again.
Gomes is 0 for 2 with a walk. He is hitting .239. Indians catchers are off to a slow start this year. Roberto Perez, who started behind the plate last night, he's hitting .122. And they don't have a true #1 catcher and a backup. They kind of have a 1A and 1B. Gomes will get more of the playing time, but Perez gets quite a bit of starts. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You'd have to look at some old pictures of Kauffman Stadium. But those windows at the left field line, that Stadium Club, was designed with Kauffman Stadium's old Stadium Club in mind. One down in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Boyer got him with a snappy slider. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful.
A more modern version of the original Stadium Club in right field. Good place to be on a day like today. It's cold, windy, and rainy.
49 degrees has been the whole game.
Go ahead, Hud.
I think our final guest today, it's just a one guy answer, right? We have 2 strikes. We have 1 more to go. Okay, well let's try. JD Martinez for the win.
It was an ex-Tiger, but apparently it was not JD Martinez. Justin Upton.
Oh, you mentioned him.
I mentioned him, but I don't know how strong I felt about him.
We were all over it. Of course, their hits helped. Yeah, it's the only chance we had.
Got the call over the outside, and that's 3 strikeouts for Greg Allen today, and back-to-back strikeouts for Boyer.
Perfect location, good spot.
Here's Brandon Guyer with 2 down. Late on a fastball. The Royals will have Perez, Duda, and Merrifield in the 9th inning, and it looks like they'll be facing Indians closer Cody Allen in a non-save situation. One ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Allen is warmed up and ready to go. Foul tip. 2 and 2 on Guyer.
Boyer, he's not afraid to challenge it. He'll come right at you.
Three and 2. Francisco Lindor is on deck. He is 4 for 4 with 4 extra base hits. First time he's done that in his career. He has scored 4 runs. It's also the first time he's done that in his career. Escobar backhands in the dirt. Duda with a smooth pick, and that takes care of the Indians. 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 8th. So Cody Allen will get Perez, Duda, and Merrifield in the 9th.
Final, or almost the final, hopefully not. Royals will see if they can make a run here in the 9th. When it is over, we will be talking about it on Boulevard Royals Live. Jacob Junis could not escape the 6th inning in this one, and the Tribe's 1-2 punch led by Francisco Lindor. What a day that he had. We'll talk about that coming up on Boulevard Royals Live.
I'm sure Terry Francona will be asked about Francisco Lindor and his day when the game's over, and he'll have to invent something new to describe how special he is. And then shortly after that, I'll bet he will be informed that the last Indians leadoff hitter to have 4 extra base hits in one game was his father, John Tito Francona, who passed away this past February. He was 81 years old and a longtime Indians player. And Terry, who also goes by Tito as a nickname, spent a large chunk of his childhood growing up in the Indians clubhouse.
Yeah,
he's the manager of the Indians.
That's going to make Terry Francona feel really good. You know, of course, always, you know, wins are premium. That's what you're here for in professional sports. You got to get the W, but the fact that his player tied his father's record is special. And really, Lindor, he's a special guy. Not just what he does on the field, but his personality.
1 down in the 9th.
Folks, watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackouts and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. You know, I said after Lindor hit that last home run that this is his best hitting day of the season. Well, it's a career day for him. Man.
A double in the 1st, a home run in the 3rd, a double in the 6th, and another home run in the 7th. He has scored 4 of the 6 runs, and he's driven in 2. 1-2 on Lucas Duda.
He always seems to do that when the Royals are in town. Have games like that.
By the way, the game where Tito Francona had 4 extra base hits leading off, that was in 1964. Allen gets a strikeout, and they're 2 down in the 9th inning. So from 1964 to 2018, from Tito Francona to Francisco Lindor, no Indians leadoff man or men had 4 extra base hits in one game. Today's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Witt is 1 for 3 with a 2nd inning single. He's also lined out to right. Oh, 2.
Allen, he challenges you, especially he got any kind of lead. Loves his fastball. Tremendous competitor. Big curve, power curve.
He has a 1-2-3 top of the 9th inning with a couple of strikeouts. And behind the bat of Francisco Lindor and Michael Brantley, the Indians even the series at 1 game apiece with a 6-2 victory. We'll be right back.